All right, let's open up a playbook for smart investors. We're looking at an African market that's just brimming with opportunity, but honestly, it's often overlooked. We're going to forget the headlines for a minute and just follow the data, because that's where you find the real value. So let's start with just one number: 400,000 tons. Every single year, the West African nation of Burkina Faso produces 400,000 tons of cashew apples. That's the fleshy part of the fruit that the nut grows from. By any measure, that's a massive harvest. But here's where things get really interesting. A staggering 90% of those cashew apples, we're talking hundreds of thousands of tons, just go to waste. After the nuts are picked, they're basically left to rot. Now, your first instinct might be to look at that and see a huge problem. But what if that's the wrong way to look at it? What if it's something else entirely? Yeah, this isn't a sign of failure. It's a massive, flashing neon sign that's just pointing to untapped potential. All that waste is basically a multi-million-dollar invitation to come in, innovate, process, and profit. So the big question is, where exactly are these invitations hiding? Let's break down 6 really distinct, high-potential investment plays in Burkina Faso's Agropastorale sector. You can think of these kind of like unlocked levels in a video game, and each one has its own significant reward waiting at the end. So first up, let's go right back to those cashews and that huge 90% waste problem. The opportunity here is so clear. Transform that waste into high-value products like juice, wine, vinegar, even alcohol. And look, this isn't some brand new, untested idea. It's a proven model that's already working in neighboring countries. It's just ready to be scaled up. And just think about the financial upside for a second. The country already exports over $100 million in raw cashew nuts alone. Imagine adding a completely new product line from something that was literally being thrown away before. That is how you multiply revenue streams. Okay, next up, check out this paradox. Burkina Faso is one of the top tomato producers in the entire region, but it spends $8 million a year importing tomato puree. It doesn't make sense, right? This is a classic gap in the value chain. And the opportunity is just staring you in the face. Build local processing plants for paste and dried tomatoes. And the strategy here is just brilliant because it's a 2-for-1. First, you capture the domestic market by replacing all those expensive imports. And then you use Burkina Faso's central location to export to all its neighbors. It is a clear win-win. Now let's talk about shea butter. Burkina Faso is the second largest producer in the world, but get this, 80% of its shea is shipped out raw. The real money, though, is in the processing. By building local facilities, you can create pharmaceutical-grade and cosmetic products for the absolutely booming global clean beauty market, a market that pays a huge premium for quality and origin stories. And you see this pattern again and again across the whole sector. The livestock industry needs modern slaughterhouses for growing cities. Over 10 million rawhides are exported every year, which just opens the door for a local leather industry with a potential ROI of up to 25%. And in dairy, a shocking 80% of local milk just spoils, which means there's a clear need for small processing plants. In every single case, the pattern is exactly the same. Simple, local processing creates immense value. So we've seen the opportunities, they're pretty incredible, but a smart investor always asks the right question. Why is this a good bet right now? So let's look at the structural advantages, the cheat codes, if you will, that make this a uniquely intelligent play. Okay, here's the checklist that basically de-risks the whole investment. You get 5-year tax holidays, you can import all the machinery you need duty-free, the entry costs for land and for labor are incredibly low, you get access to a regional market of over 100 million consumers, and on top of all that, public co-funding is actually available from partners who are already backing these exact sectors. And all of this brings us to the core financial idea of this entire playbook, what we're calling the value-add multiplier. It's simple. By taking a raw crop and just applying some basic, proven processing, you can multiply your returns by 2, 3, or even 5 times. It's the fundamental difference between selling a raw tomato and selling a jar of tomato paste.
Okay, so the opportunity is clearly real. The advantages are there. But how does all of this connect directly to investors sitting in Massachusetts? Let's build that bridge right now and show exactly why this is a perfect fit for the Bay State's whole innovation ecosystem.
This is where it all just clicks into place. It's like a lock and a key. On one side, you have Massachusetts's core strengths, world-class agri-tech, AI, and clean energy innovation. And on the other side, you have Burkina Faso's exact needs,
cold storage chains, AI-powered logistics for farmers, and solar-powered processing facilities. It is a perfect symbiotic match of supply and demand. So you see the potential. You see the strategic fit. The final question is the most important one. What's the next step? What do you do on Monday morning? Let's lay out the playbook for how you actually get started. It's a really simple 3-step pathway. First, you connect with the state's official bridge builder, which is MODI. Second, you engage with a high-impact accelerator like Mass Challenge, which can help find or even build ventures specifically for this market. And third, you partner with a sector-specific hub like Branch Food to tap into their deep expertise in food innovation. These are the doors you need to start opening.
And let's be clear, this isn't a one-way street. This is a true partnership, a mutual win. Massachusetts gets new export markets and global recognition as a hub for African engagement, and Burkina Faso gets the capital and expertise it needs, which leads to direct investment in the smallholder farmers, the youth, and the women who are the real backbone of its economy. So, we've seen the opportunity, we've laid out the advantages, and we've walked through the clear path forward. The foundation has been laid. The only question left is the one you see right now. Are you ready to build the bridge?